Swim, bike, run, keeping it real with Garrick, Lowen, Jackson, Laundry, and Nicholas Chase. Plus everyone's favorite host, Lisa Becker. This is the Real Triathlon Podcast. Training, racing, no filter, all hard.
Welcome back to the Real Triathlon Podcast. We finally ditched Garrick Lowen as he's doing some family trip
stuff
up north. But we have Jackson Laundry and Nicholas Chase, aka Little Bo Peep, this week.
Little
Guys.
Bo Peep and amateur aquathlete, which is me.
Ooh. Okay, guys. Sorry, I wanted to wear a hat because Nick was wearing a hat, and I'm not much of a hat person unless I'm wearing my ponyflow hat, in which I can wear my hair up.
Oh my gosh,
and
this is not a ponyflow. Don't buy
a
ponyflow.
nice little ponytail. So shout out Ponyflow. This is not a ponyflow hat.
For sure, Ponyflow does look real good, but I'm wearing a hat because a guy at the gym was wearing a hat like this today, and I just was like, how's that work? And I don't think it does, but we're going to go for it. And so we'll start the show as we always do. We've got a couple topics of interest today that we will get into soon. First off, thanks for being here. And first off, also, point 5, Garrick, thanks for not being here because we can't stand you. No, I'm just kidding. Garrick, we miss you, bud. We hope that he's about to have a baby. Also, baby news, Matt Mack, they've had their second child, healthy, lovely. If you want to send them anything, just
McElroy, for those who don't know.
Matt McElroy. Retired here in St. George, as most pros do when they move here. Apparently, Matt Russell also, same situation.
Only if your name is Matt.
Oh, yeah, the Matt's coming
Matt
here.
Hansen better never move there. Although,
yeah, don't. It's a death sentence for your career. So let's hop into the updates. Lisa, do you have some tea to spill? I guess that's what the trend is.
Yeah, I don't really have any tea, but I just want to update you guys on my life. So, I am. No, I'm not pregnant.
Oh.
But I'm trying to convince Steve to get a second dog. So that's where we're at in my life. Yeah, basically.
Any dog.
Yeah, a little girly dog, so we can
long
keep
leg,
it as,
short leg.
Long legs, but no greater than like 50 pounds.
have you guys seen those Instagram reels or probably TikToks where they're like, people sold me the freaking husky and this is what I got, and then it's a husky corgi or whatever, and it's just like a full-on husky with legs that are like 4 inches long.
Yeah. Any corgi mix, I feel terrible for that little dog. They just have gotten the shit end of that bargain. Lisa, get a Rhodesian Ridgeback so I can borrow it. I've always wanted one.
Isn't that's like they have in the middle of their back like hair that sticks up like the opposite way?
They got a ridge.
Yeah.
It's awesome. They're beautiful.
I will say though, after we rescued Gianna, like I wanted a golden retriever for so long, but then once we fostered her and like rescued her, and I get these emails because I'm still on this like fostered group chain, I don't think I could ever get a dog again from like a breeder or something. It has to be like a little rescue dog. Because I get these emails all the time that like, we need more fosters. Like these dogs are going to be killed unless you foster. And
did they put a Sarah McLachlan song with it too? Just nail you.
Sad. But guys, I was in Boulder today. That's a big deal for me because it's about 70-minute drive away. So it's not just like a hop, skip, and a jump. But I visited my bike fitter, Ivan O'Gorman, who I've been seeing for like 8 or 9 years. And I got my bike set up in the UCI legal fit, which is just so sad because all comfort is gone and you're like slammed and it's just something to get used to. But then I got to go swim at Scott Carpenter Pool, which is a 50-meter outdoor pool. And I swam with Mr. Mark Dubrick and Lily Harris, who's also on RTSX, and Sam Osborne, our little Kiwi friend.
Oh, my buddy.
Little Kiwi friend? Does he think he wants to be described that way?
He's not. He's the same height as me.
I do have a story though from I've only ever done one Xterra race, and Sam Osborne and his partner Samantha Kingsford, Steve and I stayed with them in Birmingham, Alabama to do Xterra Oak Mountain. This is in 2023. And going into the race, I was like, okay, I got to get everything organized. And they're like, you're going to wear socks on the run? And I was like, yeah. Like, is that weird? They're like, you should not wear socks on the run. And just like, you'll be fine. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll save, 10 seconds and not put socks on. I got debilitating blisters. Then I couldn't run for like 2 weeks after the race because my feet were so torn up. I have photo evidence. But so, anyways, moral of the story is don't trust when a Kiwi gives you advice.
Never trust a Kiwi.
Never trust a Kiwi.
Never trust an off-road triathlete.
No, that either.
Yeah, they poop in the woods. That's all they do.
But also, so last Tuesday, I got another MRI of my foot because I had 3 really solid weeks of building back into running. And then my foot started to like hurt, feel pressure again. And I was like, what the actual F is going on? And I was like, it can't be a bone injury. We just need to get it. So I got an MRI. And good news is there's no bone involvement, which is great. And they think that it's just neuroma, foot neuroma, and I'm just free to run. And I'll just have to deal with like discomfort and pain as much as I can.
I have a neuroma I think I'm developing also, but I don't bitch about it every freaking time I get a chance to. I just deal with it silently.
Oh, man.
Well, I didn't know. I thought it might be like breaking my foot. I didn't want to just break my foot. But
mine doesn't. Weird though.
Mine doesn't feel nervy. That's the thing. I've never had like nerve zings or anything. It just feels pressure.
Sometimes I do jump roping on it, and I'm like, "This is a bad shoe for jump roping. You got to change your shoe or your sock." All right, Jackson. Everyone's drooling. Everyone waits for this show just so we can get it.
Okay. Update. Great updates are. I've been working on my shoulder activation to be a bit better because my shoulders always hurt. And I'm like, that sucks. So let's actually figure this out. So I've added some new exercises. Have you ever done like an upside down kettlebell hold? Like
absolutely.
Hold it like this.
Since 5 years.
Like you just like engage the back part of your shoulder a bit better. And like, it just develops that strong position. And my left side is the one where my biceps tendon hurts like way worse than my right. And when I do this kettlebell thing with my left, it's like way more unstable and like worse. So that kind of told me that the stability of the left's probably worse. But anyways, I'm working on that and just activating those muscles better when I'm doing my pre-swim and during the swim. And I've been able to do way more swimming with like manageable shoulder pain than usual. So last week I swam 32.8K, which is great. And
that's like my nightmare.
That's my biggest swim ever. Biggest swim week ever, which is great. So that's a positive. That's basically all I got. I'm not running, so I'm swimming.
Are you levering yet?
No.
Are you close to walking on a lever?
I don't know. I'm walking like out, like I walk a decent amount to like just get places. So probably not. Probably 6 to 10 days from running. To be honest, I was getting really close. Like I was getting several days or a few days in a row of like no symptoms really. So I was like, okay, this is probably going to be ready for some load testing. And then I freaking like went down the stairs slightly too fast and just fucking like set it back like 4 days. It's so annoying. It's like,
this is weird. I don't understand what is happening to your body.
Neither do I, and nobody does. Yeah. So anyway, I was close though. It's like, this is probably my third like relapse of it. And the initial injury was bad, couldn't run for 3 weeks, and then I relapsed it, and then it was like getting kind of better, almost better, and then I relapsed it again, and it like went back, but each time I'm like relapsing it, it's not coming back as much, and I'm like staying still with like still able to bike, still able to swim, and so like it's kind of going like ooh, and the graph is trending in the right direction. So now I'm actually whatever. I mean, I was probably going to be able to start running for sure this week. And now it's like, walk running. And now it's like looking like maybe end of the week, more likely next week.
Can you do some pool power walking or something even?
I don't know. Like probably could, but I just don't know if that's really any more helpful than just regular walking or biking. Because I biked 4 hours today. I did like, it's feeling so easy to bike and swim a lot. So it's like, I don't think my fitness, like aerobic fitness, is really any worse.
Your poor Achilles, though. When you start coming back to running, your Achilles is just gonna be so pissed.
Not if
I
you
don't
do
know. I've never had
strengthening.
Achilles issues. It'll probably be my hip flexors.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that, but I mean, just those springs that you've always kept really tense and like strong, and not that they're not strong, but I think like that was the hardest thing to come back for me is like just the growing pains. Not like it's going to be debilitating, but it's just like you're going to be real sore.
Yeah, for sure. I'm still doing strength, and I'm still doing like the calf raise, single leg calf raise with a hold, like a isometric hold, and that's like an
Perfect.
Achilles thing that's probably helping out. There will be stuff that's sore, but it's gonna be a slow return. Like,
Yeah.
probably gonna be 2 weeks of running just every other day and like walk run, and then I might get into some continuous runs for a week. Then it'll maybe be like 4 runs a week. Like, I don't know. Like, we'll see. I don't even know if I can do Boise at this point. If I do
lot of
Boise,
lever.
it's going to be a shit run. Yeah,
Well, just swim and bike, man, and see if you can come off the bike with like an 8-minute lead and just be like, haha, boys, I could have fucking had you if I could run.
well, I won't do it if I can't at least just run. Like, by that point, I'll be able to. I'm hopefully at least going to be able to run the distance. It's just like maybe it'll be like a 118 or something. I don't know.
I'm just gonna order you some stem cells if you can't. I'm gonna send them to your house. Like, just put them on like a paste or something. They'll absorb.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I think
All right.
I think I'll when I do start to rebuild, I'll do full weight, because that's what, with like a tissue load tolerance thing, they say you should wait till you can do full weight, but just like very little. It'll be like 30-second run, 2.5-minute walk, and we'll go from there.
That's what I did 1 minute jog, 4 minute walk for my first like 2 or 3 runs back. But I also for me going into Mount Tremblant, I decided that I'm just going to race it, even though the longest I've run is 45 minutes. And I realistically have another week and a half of like building the run, but then I'm going to shut it down for TT Pro Nationals to freshen up the legs, because that's just a little more exciting to me. And I've been working really hard for that. But I think like when I'm running right now, my aerobic system feels like super strong. It's just, I know like like in that back half of the marathon, it's like when the quads and the calves and everything are just going to be like so fatigued because they just don't have that durability.
Yeah.
But I like our aerobic system, like your aerobic system is going to be so strong. Like it would be able to run like a 111 off the bike. It'll just be like the tolerance of the muscle tissues. But I'm also a big fan of doing like body weight running to start, and then adding in some like lever.
Yeah, to get your volume up a bit more.
Yeah.
Well,
I like that.
Well, here's all I know. Okay, next year
I better fucking not. I'm serious. Like, if I relapse this shit, like, I don't know if I can do this shit anymore. Like, it's fucking brutal. Like, I'll be totally honest. And I can't do this thing Lisa can do where it's like, oh, I'm injured. Okay, cool. Like, I know it's still hard for you, but like your attitude and just like your personality, you can handle this like way better than me for some reason. And maybe I'll get better at it, but I don't want to get better at it. I just want to not get injured.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I can, whatever, this year, I'm just going to hopefully have some good results later in the year, or at least decent. And then my entire freaking existence is going to be built around do not get injured, do not get run injured. Maybe I'll be like not running quite as well because of it, but I think I can get my volume up with like lower load running and like uphill running on the treadmill sometimes, and adding some lever and stuff, and still be just as good. So that's going to be my whole existence. And if I have another year next year like this still, I don't think I could do this anymore. Like, I think I'll have to take like a year off or something, because it's just
probably just go work at No Frills.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just fucking start being a cyclist.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to just. I just want to be honest. I mean, I need performers, guys and gals.
You need personalities. You need personalities. You don't need performers. You need personalities, and you got two of the best in the business right here. So
this is a real triathlon podcast.
Right. We're good to go. Okay, so
I want to hear about your training for Roth, because that's what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Give me the 3-minute
I'll give you the quick synopsis, because it's not that impressive. But you know that hill that I Everested on, that whatever real steep one, I went at it today to try to just king of the mountain of it, and like some young bloke this year in March went up in like 17 something minutes. And I just killed myself. I think I had like a 365 average for about 20 minutes. And it's like 9 to 10 to 12%. It's pretty steep, 1.5 miles. And I only made it like right under 20 minutes. I was so pissed. So I have to just keep smashing it. But like I couldn't get my heart rate over 160, and I was just like cranked at 400 to 380. So I think I got a couple more minutes in me. I just need to take some Nomeo and see what happens, of course.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I'm really working on the high end threshold tolerance. I did a 2-hour run at like 4-minute Ks last week. It was no big deal. So the only thing I really need to shore up is my swimming. So I've been hitting a lot more open water, getting the arm speed and the power back up because that's been lacking. Bike, it's been coming along. Run's been coming along. I got nothing but good stuff from my neck of the woods here, folks. That was wood I'm knocking on.
This might be a different take, but I was talking to some people at the pool and I'm like, I don't think I'm getting faster at swimming. I haven't been getting faster at swimming for a long time. And they're like, maybe that's okay. Maybe the thing that like you can really focus on is coming out of the swim at the same time you've been roughly coming out, but coming out so much less fatigued. So you have so much more to give on the bike and the run.
Fuck that.
So.
I need to come out in about 48 minutes. I used to come out in about 48 minutes, and now it's like 50 or 51, and I'm kind of losing a couple groups that I should normally be with.
Yeah.
But that 48-minute area of the Ironman swim, that puts you in a good bike group, and that's where you want to be. Otherwise, you're at the tail end. You can be alone, and being alone sucks for that amount of time. So I think I still am not going to get faster. I just need to get more explosive. And I used to kick a lot more. And so like, I'm going to focus more on like more kick efficiency so I can get back my kick. Cause I think I've got big old feet, and I think that's really going to help because I need to use them.
Is Roth usually not wetsuit legal?
So oddly enough, last year was the first year ever where it wasn't a wetsuit swim for everybody. Sometimes for pros, it's different, but it's really hot in Europe right now, and it's looking like it's going to stay warm. And I don't know if they're in a drought or not, like last year they were. So we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to take a neti pot either way because my sinuses were effed after that stinking old dirty lake swim. Whatever. Man, I can't stand having shitty sinuses. But yeah, it'll be good. Other racing coming up. Kate Curran at Hamburg. We got our gal going out there. She's got the new NV disc. We got her hooked up. We're taking care of her. She's looking good.
Oh, baby. It should be a stacked field, too. It should be an exciting race.
Yeah. The names on that start list, because I do have it pulled up, are along the lines of Laura Phillip, Solveig Loveseth, Lisa Pertier, Holly Lawrence, Katrine Christensen, India Lee, Lottie Williams, Marjolaine Pierre. Kate Kieran's there. She's 12th. And then there's a lot of other gals I don't know, so I don't know if I want to mess up their names too bad. But anyways, let's see if there's any Americans. That's no.
We're finally learning that we shouldn't go race in Europe because we're bad at it.
No USA gals going to that race, which is sad. You know, what's up with that?
So quick backtrack to Roth. Nick, this will be your last race before you turn 40, which is a big 4-0 coming up for you.
True that.
Is that affecting your mindset at all? Are you feeling like this birthday's coming up and it's like a big thing, or are you like, man, whatever, fuck it? Like, you already got your Porsches, so you've already got your midlife crisis.
I've already
you got it early.
The last 10 years of my life have been continual midlife crisis, so I don't think that's going to go anywhere. And I feel like, if anything, like I act younger and dumber than I ever was. Like I was looking back at a lot of my reels, and I used to be way more fun. So I think, yeah, this race for me is just a proof that like I'm still toe up from the flow up. I'm still here. I started from the bottom. Now we're here. And I think I'm going to be having a great old time in
I think you're going to have your best Ironman ever for some reason. Like you're having your best 70.3s ever.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. So
it's just going to be so epic. I wish I could watch it if it wasn't in the middle of the night, you know?
Well, just when you wake up, we'll be like on the run.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
and you had not a bad race there last year. It wasn't your
no,
best
last year I just had a bit of a weak bike, a couple minutes off from the swim, but I think I ran like a 2:55 or something. So I think I should be able to do better than that by at least 5-6 minutes and get me like that 7. I'm shooting for like a 750. So if I can make that happen, it'd be really happy for me.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. So we have updates. Do we have race result updates, or we already do that? And I was blanked out.
Well, only race result we have is Mintu, who got third at St. Polton after going back to back from the championship the week before, where I think she was like 11th. And it was incredibly hot at that race. I talked to a couple people there. Mintu said it was tough conditions, and then the next race, North America, is 70.3 Happy Valley in a couple weeks, or is that this weekend?
No, it's the following weekend.
Dang,
this weekend is the T100 San Fran, I think.
Yes, this weekend.
That's still happening.
Hamburg and San Fran.
I mean, is T100 still like I don't hear about it or see much about it, or is it happening this month?
I think the separating men's and women's only, having a men's and women's only events, it has hurt them a bit because it's just half as much. There's just half as much of a chance of like one of the races being super epic, because I think it's pretty common in any race where like either the men's or the women's will be a bit of a super exciting. So then the other one takes over. But now sometimes you end up with like, oh, everything's spread out and there's not much going on. And I don't know, people are kind of, it's a transition year for them, I think, where they're going to hopefully knock it out next year, but hopefully they don't lose too much of their kind of support.
Yeah. I don't know if age groupers are still signing up for events there or if they got that. I don't know. I feel like it's a mystery.
No idea. A lot will change next year when they're like under the challenge umbrella,
or they're or challenges under them.
Yeah, good for better or for worse. We're going to find out a lot. Which also, they still were within the last month of qualifying for 70.3 Worlds, and they still haven't announced where next year's 70.3 Worlds is. So ticking time, like they got.
I bet it's in Mexico. I bet it's that new race.
No way.
It's got to be.
They're not going to have in Mexico. No way.
Make my words.
What
race is this for? The
he thinks 70.3 Worlds.
Oh no, it's not going to be Mexico. No.
That new altitude race, man.
Probably America or maybe Canada, but probably America.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's St. George. I don't know. I'm just, putting some good rumors out there.
Yeah. All right. St. George or Chattanooga or Tremblant or any of those venues would be great, because they're just like, it needs to go to a place that has a history of just consistently putting out great 70.3s that people like, good courses that are fairly challenging, and usually for Worlds they make the course even more challenging, which I like.
Well, if friggin' Scott DeRue would come on our show finally, like we've been begging. Lisa, I need you to send an email every week until it happens. Lisa, this is on your shoulders. It doesn't happen.
He's mad at me. I don't know why he's mad at me. He doesn't want to talk to me.
CC me, and I'll be like, hey, it's your boy.
Scotty D.
All right, the topic for today, we're going to have a chat about a couple of important things, starting with whoever started this conversation.
Okay, I'll do it.
Go.
So I had this idea where we're going to go through and we're going to, the three of us, tell you what the perfect 10-hour training week is. Because I thought, what is the average triathlete who's like pretty serious about triathlon, but they got a full-time job, they're not like obsessed with winning world championship or whatever, how much can they train? And I figured a lot of people might be able to put together 10 hours during the like few months towards their race season, probably less in the off season, but 10 hours is something that I think you can get a lot of improvements, and it works pretty well for any race distance. Maybe for a full, you'd want a little bit more, but for a half or less, I think you can get a decent improvement out of that, or it can work great for short course. So thought we'd go through and come up with like a realistic plan of like, what does a good 10-hour week look like? Because a lot of people probably train that much, but don't get the most out of it. And if you don't have a coach, you're like, whoa, what should I be doing for these? So I thought, let's talk.
Let's do it. Where do you want to start?
So let's start with, I think we separate this into like, what do your weekdays look like? And then what do your weekends look like? Because obviously people don't have an insane amount of time on weekdays when you work full time or have kids or whatever. So my thought on this is, most people, if you can get 5 of those 10 hours in the weekdays, in the 5 to 6-ish in the weekdays of Monday through Friday, then you can get the rest on the weekend. That's probably pretty realistic. And you're basically probably doing 1 session a day on the weekdays. It's about an hour, and you're just getting the most out of that time, not doing a whole lot of like super, super easy, like you're getting good workouts out of that. What do you guys think about that?
That's kind of the bread and butter of like a lot of the athletes I work with right now are on that, more hit sessions. Like Mondays and Fridays are kind of like Mondays you're building into, the week. It's more of like a relaxed, active recovery day. Fridays also, usually people need to prepare for the weekend, and just get their ducks in a row. And maybe sometimes it's a makeup day, but for sure, Tuesday, Thursday, hit sessions on the bike and or the run. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, good opportunities to swim well. And what do you guys think outside of that?
I think 2-ish recovery days a week is probably pretty standard. But I'm a big pusher of strength training as well. So like most athletes that I coach, I'll have at least 2 strength sessions a week. And I think those can be paired really well, usually on a run day, because first of all, it's a load bearing activity. Usually Jackson likes to say you can't there's no such thing as an easy day with a run in it. Kind of a believer of that. But usually if you're not running an hour, most of the athletes I write aren't running an hour every time they run. So if they're doing like a 30, 40-minute run, they can kind of use the rest of that hour time slot to do some strength.
The hardest part for me in coaching athletes who are more long course focused is you really miss out on that like zone 1-ish type, like long rides and long sessions, or like 90-minute runs during the week. Sometimes I have athletes who I ask them, like, if you have a day where I can push, like if you can give me 2 hours every single day, or with like a morning session and like maybe a late from work session in your key peak weeks, like that really helps a lot, because otherwise like you really can't spend enough time developing like the fuel type of stuff you need to take in. You can't develop the metabolic load and cumulative fatigue on the body to get a lot of necessary adaptations. So that's the only hard part I have with the 8 to 10 hour training week.
Yeah. I'm just I like a little bit more bike volume typically. And I think that's the first thing that's going to go out.
Yeah.
Like when you're reduced with time. Cause
Yeah,
I think most every athlete should be running at least 3 times a week.
Yeah. And you can usually sneak in a couple 15, 20 minuters off a bike just to kind of keep run frequency. Cause I think run frequency is more important than run smashing. Like you just don't want to have one really hard crushing run and then you wait 3 days to get in another one. I like to get a little more frequent, because I think run form and technique, especially running when you're fatigued, a lot of athletes right now, when I see their run form, everybody is compromising like the hips. Like they're all just sinking deeper and deeper into the hips, and they're not running with like nice strong systems like what you're talking about in the strength training that helps.
What do you think are like key sessions that are like you must have in any athlete program?
This one's great, because people who maybe don't have a coach and they're just trying to get pretty fit with the time they have, I wrote them down as things to nail. So I think one pretty longish, maybe for you a longish ride is only like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. One pretty longish ride with some intervals and some hard work, or even if it's like a group Hammerfest ride and you're just like, oh, I'm going hard up these hills trying to keep up. And then like it's just an overall high sort of stress ride, I think is key. And then for the run, you want one longish run. And for some people, that could be their run that also includes intervals. Some people, maybe not. Some people, you can do a long run and like an interval run. That would be great. And then for the swim, I think some people may only get 2 swims a week. And if you're doing 2 swims a week, you want some technique focus in at least the warm up. But the main thing, get some good intervals in where you're actually able to hold your solid technique, but you're working pretty hard. So for a lot of people, it's probably not necessarily like 400s reps, but frequently like 100s, 200s, kind of like threshold work. And the good thing with the swim is you can do 2 pretty hard swims a week, and you're very unlikely to get injured or like burnt out from that if they're like 2 1-hour quality sessions. It could be a master swim, could be some mixed strokes, but just make sure you're kind of getting some intensity in the swim a couple times a week, I would say.
And opportunities to improve on the swim always come from getting an underwater camera on you to see what you're looking like, and flip turn. If you flip turn, I guarantee you're going to add more durability to your swims. And also learn how to do a backstroke or something like that. Mixed strokes will help your ability to handle the swim better.
For sure. Yeah, the videos really helpful. Like it's hard to do, but even if you have like someone who can just stick a GoPro there once in a while, so okay, here's my key areas, like you can, even if you just send it to some friends or do your own research of like, what's the stroke look like? Oh, I'm crossing over, or I'm doing this or that. Then you have your key
big
drills
things.
where you're actually thinking about what am I changing in my stroke to do this drill correctly, rather than just doing a drill mindlessly. That usually doesn't help much.
For sure. And then for running, I like to see a like interval track workout, even if it's on the road. Usually you can do that mixed in on flat, repeatable surfaces, or loop, so you can practice fueling, or some hills. For sure, hills add a lot of really good variability. Some runners kind of avoid because it's tough, but you can't just always run the pace. You've got to run a lot of the effort, and you got to run for strength and durability for these events, because you're going to be running after a hard bike. So the more durability you can bring in. So you got an interval type track workout. You've got more of a tempo with maybe some 8 to 15 minuters that are going to be sub threshold, that you can kind of at least get your rhythm down, maybe after some activation, and then a long run. And then adding in strides to every easy run, even if it's like a 15-second stride that you're going 90% of your leg speed and just slowly, gradually coming down. I think those add a ton of value. So you just can kind of condense a lot. Lisa, what do you got on the bike? Because you are the bike queen.
I think the bike is somewhat the easiest one to train in terms of, I think you can hit a lot of different zones and gain a lot out of it. I guess for me, the closer I get to a race, that's when I start focusing a little bit more on athletes on specific like race effort. But before then, I like a mixed bag. I like to do VO2 blocks. I like to do like mixed intensity, where you do some VO2, some threshold, some tempo type of stuff within one, mostly because the way that I coach, I also like to, I don't like repeating workouts very often.
Same.
I just like, because as an athlete, I hate it. If you're going to give me like 4 by 10 minutes every week, like I'm not going to be doing this sport.
It's like maybe a few times in, maybe like once a quarter, you might repeat a session.
Something.
Or it's like a 10-minute, then a 12, then a 16. Like it's got to be some level of progression there.
Yeah. It just, I hate repeating workouts. But yeah, I think kind of what Jackson said, I think just having a long ride every week, long-ish ride, is super key. For a lot of reasons. That's where you're going to figure out a lot about your fueling. Are you doing it properly? Because if you're only doing hour, 75-minute, 90-minute sessions, you're usually not going to get a good idea of if your nutrition is sitting well with you. That's why I also I don't do it. I never prescribe tons of bricks, but when I do, when we're getting close to a race, I like to do like 20 to 30-minute jog off the bike, just to make sure that your nutrition is sitting well. But I just honestly, the best thing that an athlete can do is like take the mentality of something is better than nothing. And when you have a crazy stressful day and you're like, you just have no time, but you have like a 30-minute block, go for a 30-minute jog. Like something is better than nothing. When you start stringing together multiple days that you've missed because you're tired and you got behind, like, that's when everything goes to shit. If you can just do something every day, like, you're going to get better. You're going to stay consistent. We said this, I think, last week. It's the only key is consistency.
And typically, like, if you have to miss a session, don't stress about making that session up. Focus on the next day and making that 100% better than you had to just slack or something like that. You don't want to like live in moving Monday to Thursday to, you don't want to do that, because you're just kind of defeating the purpose of everything us coaches kind of try to do to help structure you. So don't do it.
Yeah.
And can I say it's a pet peeve when I put out a beautiful week in Training Peaks and people start moving things around, and then I like look back and I'm like, I don't think I would have written it like that. Did you move it? And then I have to ask. I'm like, I'm not going crazy, right? You moved it.
You can lock them. Training Peaks will allow you to lock the week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We're going to have a Training Peaks episode where we're going to bring an expert from Training Peaks also to talk about how to use the charts, how to look back historically, how to use Training Peaks to its fullest. Because, I mean, there's a lot of tools, and I even downloaded the virtual ride thing to try it. We're going to do like a group virtual ride in the next couple of weeks. And it looks pretty good. It's a little basic right now, but I think like there was a lot of people riding on it.
It does, for being included with premium, it does everything you need it to do.
That's pretty handy because a lot of athletes have premium.
Yeah.
They either it's paid through their coaching fee or whatever. So I like that. So real quick, let's just hit on what's the weekly structure just look like in terms of like a 10-hour version. And then if you have a bit more time, 15. So like if you have the 10-hour version, you're probably doing 2 swims, maybe 3, but at least 2. It's got to be 3. Well, there's 30% of your training is a swim then.
I know, but swimming is so valuable.
Well, then if you're doing an hour of strength, I think 2. I think because think about it, it's a 10-hour week, Nick. This isn't your people that you coach that are winning their age group 70.3.
No, I got 8-hour people, and they still get 1,500 meters here and there for 3 hours or 3 times a week.
So Nick thinks we got to do 3, so let's do 3. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday swims, at least 2 of those.
Or like the weekend is usually the best time. If you're going to do a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, or something like that, you can usually get a swim on the weekend. Just saying.
Okay. So we'll do 3 swims. 2 of them have to be quality sessions. 1 could be a little bit more drill focused.
True that.
Intensity. Then we're going to probably do 3 bikes. One's a longer one on the weekend. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that one has intervals. One other one during the week that has some intervals was probably shorter, only about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if you have a 2 hour the weekend, a 2 hour on the weekend, and 2 1 hours during the week, that's 4. So now we're up to 7 hours.
And say your 3 swims equal 2 hours of swimming.
Okay, so then we're only at 6. That's good.
Yeah,
because we need probably 2.5 hours of running.
Yeah,
so
roughly
2:45-ish to 40-minute-ish runs during the week, and then hopefully an hour to 75 minutes on the weekend. It can evolve as your race gets closer, but that's about right. And hopefully, like a lot of people can't handle necessarily 2 like hard interval sessions. So the long run for them might be more of like maybe up to some tempo at the most. Yeah. And it's mostly like a maybe it's a build or maybe it's, some lighter intervals, but it's just about getting the mileage in. The other one during the week can be what, like Nick said, either track intervals, road intervals, something to get your speed up a little bit more. And then an easy run that's just going to be chill. And that one might only be like 30 minutes.
And that's basically to get you to a race that you're going to try to like be moderately competitive, but also not feel terrible, not have, cramps, because you want to hash out the things that are going to fail you during a race, during training. You want to make sure you're pushing yourself adequately to a little overcompensation to where you're not going to show up on race day and get like a massive cramp at mile 3 of the run and then not even be able to really have a good day. So the goal is to get you through that race, having the best opportunity to just high five everyone at the finish line and, not be a disappointment to everyone you've invited.
100%. And then we got to get the strength in. I like the 30-ish minutes, 20 to 30 minute strength sessions where it's going to be dependent a lot on person to person, right? So some people might need some of that time for mobility work. Mm-hmm. If you really need a lot of mobility work, some people you can just kind of do general strength. You probably want to do run specific work, like not necessarily super heavy like barbell squats, but like a rear foot elevated split squat, for example. It's like more run specific. Yeah. But doing some heavier stuff is also fine, especially in the off season. That's kind of more dependent on if you've had injuries and like working with your physio to figure out a good strength plan for you. And if you don't have a coach, you can probably look up like good strength plan for triathletes and it'll probably be pretty decent.
And I think with that too, a little caveat is like the older that you get, the more important strength is. Just because you lose bone density, you lose muscle mass at like a way higher rate than those young teenagers and 20-year-olds do.
And protein, you got to get that.
Oh yeah, protein. And then we did mention the recovery days. I like 2 recovery days a week. It doesn't have to be off training at all. Especially, you can definitely do like an easier bike and or easier swim on a recovery day. Even if you have a fairly hard swim and it's a recovery day, if it's just a swim, I think that can be fine for some people. Ideally, you're not like smashing out a super hard swim on a recovery day because that's not really recovery, but
no.
You at least want one day a week where it's truly all easy, like relaxed.
Yeah, a
Just
deload.
the focus deload day, and no running on recovery days. I just hate. I mean, if you're the Norwegians and you're training 30 hours a week and you've been running since you were 10, you
can't
might be able
help
to do
it.
an easy run on a run day, on a recovery day. But
You could also run on the lever if you're looking to get a little extra volume and keep the load light, but keep the neuromuscular activation.
Yeah. How often do you guys think that someone who's training like this should take a full day off?
Every 3 or 4 weeks or something, maybe, even if like you're starting to feel a little worn down. Like normally you listen to the body on that one. Like let's say life stress is catching up, or you got to spend time with the kids, or you have an anniversary. Sometimes you just want to make sure you're looking ahead for those things, because you will need a day sometimes to just not care about a structure, care about a training session, or just maybe sometimes have a free day to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I think it depends. Like some people could be great with 2 full days off a week. Like my dad was doing 2 full days off a week, and then he was loading the 5 days a little bit more, and that's fine. And also, if you don't happen to take a day off, you're just in a routine and you're doing your easy days with like a little 45-minute swim, you might not need a recovery day for like 2 months, a full recovery day. So but it's like Nick said, I think it's more mental than anything. And you got your buddy's wedding, and like you could get up at 6 a.m. the day after the wedding to get your run in. Like probably not. You probably just want to take that day off if you're traveling and all that stuff. Like that can happen.
Well, sometimes you need to go take the spouse out and tie one off, and then have a few drinks and have a party, rent a hotel room, and wake up the next day and not do anything. Like sometimes you need to do that too. You owe it to yourselves.
100%.
All right.
I
think we nailed that.
Great,
great
Good
topic.
job, team.
All right. So let's jump into another quick one about what I think is a bit of a tough scenario for where we are currently as a nation. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about the cost of triathlon. It's really high.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's getting up there for sure.
Gas, food, flights. I mean, those are really the expenses that are kind of creeping up. I mean, bikes, I think, have kind of stabilized. Nutrition is kind of pricey, but it's always been that way. But I think the cost of living in general has increased, causing all of this regular luxury stuff, like, taking care of your body and mind and trying to live a good, adventurous life. It takes that to a level where it's kind of not feasible for some people.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy. I mean, what's an Ironman now? $1,000 US to do an Ironman?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
Where should you guys spend your money? If I think keep it local, man. Do the local races.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. And it doesn't have to be necessarily a triathlon all the time. Like there's Joe Skipper puts on his freaking YouTube every week. He does a different race, and they each cost like probably 20 quid or whatever to do.
Yeah, 20 quid, mate.
Yeah, so it's like the local time trials sometimes are free. Like the one that my tri club does is free. There's the park runs are free usually. If you wanted to enter like a master swim meet, those can't be that expensive.
Those are like $8
event or something.
Yeah,
for sure. Like you could totally do a few of those a year, and like one local race or two, and then if you had one 70.3 or one full for the year, or even if you don't, it's not like whatever. Like there's still usually local people who are competitive, and if you want to be super competitive and try to race fast people, everywhere's got some fast people.
You don't even have to hire a videographer to follow you around for those. The amount of videographers I see people walking around with at races now is just getting insane. I think at Texas I saw about 15 guys with really nice cameras and mics following around everybody, like just regular people. I'm like, why does everybody have to document the most epic day ever, these moments?
Maybe because they're spending so much money to do it. They're like, what's an extra $500 to hire someone for the day to make it so I can actually rewatch it?
Yeah. So it's getting pricey. I do think staying local, driving to races, making sure that you can carpool and share accommodations. That's what the RTS community is all about. That's why we have RTS racing, so people can link up, share travel, accommodations, rental cars, all that stuff. And I mean, it could take a $3,000 or $4,000 trip down to like $1,200. Like for real, it can save you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some passer smash and some spins my crank later that they talk about stuff that save you money.
Another thing in terms of coaching, AI coaches are a big one. Chat GPT coaches are a big one. Lisa, I see you've already got it queued up. What do you think?
No, one of my main training partners has an AI coach. I think it's Humango, whatever,
Human go.
that one. And I think there's like levels that you can say like the meanness of the coach. And it's really funny, like when you do a workout that is not prescribed, it's like a drill sergeant. And he's like, that was not correct. You did it all wrong. What were you thinking?
Nice.
Which I think is funny just for like general feedback. But also some of the workouts he gets are so hard. He's like, yeah, you wanted to have me do, I forgot what the workout was like 3 by 20 minute at like 6-minute mile pace or something. And I'm like, this
It's
is
like, that's faster than I
this is
can race.
wild.
Yeah,
Like,
I've found with AI, like I've used it sometimes to be like, give me ideas for workouts, and every time if I actually go with something similar to what it says, I have to reduce the intensity because it'll be like 3 by 20 minute at threshold on the bike with 2 minutes recovery or something. I'm like, that's pretty much as hard as an hour straight threshold. That's crazy. Why would you do like? It's too hard, and it does that, and it's often like that. And I wonder why that is.
It's probably because the Europeans are doing that, and that's why they're better than us.
People are lying about their training, and they think that it's normal.
I don't know. I think
yeah.
it's been good. I was using Human Go as a the reason why I wanted to try it, because I wanted to offer people a lower price point for coaching and then be able to check in with me sometimes to talk about how things are going. But I ultimately didn't love it because it took a lot of what I'm really used to doing and being integrated and getting to know people. Because I think most of coaching is life coaching. Like you're managing all stress. You're just help navigating travel and food and all the places to send people to get things done. Like it's more than just a training plan when you hire a coach. And AI can give you a training plan and it's adaptable and it does kind of like work, but if you miss a day or if the replanning, I just find it's better to have a human touch when it comes to your training plan.
Yeah, I think if you're really looking to be at a certain level or something, or not even at a certain level, I think if you'd want to do it well with the time that you have.
If you want to have like a person who's going to also give you a hug and be like, you are good.
Someone invested. Like, I don't know.
It's definitely not as good. Like the other thing is you need to know how to prompt the AI correctly. And so like Nick was mentioning, like the human touch aspect of it is so huge. Like you may have, let's say Nick has 5 different athletes of the same level. One of them may be the person who needs to be pushed really hard and they have a tendency to like take it a little too easy. And then the next one might be like pretty close to doing it well, but you need to push them a little bit more. And then the third one might usually hit the intensity bang on. And the fourth one might sometimes overdo it. And the fifth one, you might have to literally write the workout easier, knowing they're going to overdo it. Like you've got to learn these tendencies that people have. And the AI, I just don't see it getting those personality because people aren't going to input those sort of feelings that a coach is going to be able to sense.
I mean, what I've learned is some people just want to get destroyed. Like, and it sucks because like I'm not one to just like hammer people who are already working full time, have 2 kids, running around, and then they're up late. I don't like to just over tell them how bad they are for missing a workout, but some people really are looking for that, and that's tough for me to figure out sometimes too. AI would be screwed.
Yeah. I also will say last week when I got my MRI on my foot, I had the images, but without like the radiologist read. So I was like, okay, I need to figure out what this is. So I would take the images and screenshot them and throw them into AI. And then when I threw them into Claude, I forget which one that is. It said like, oh, it looks like the tarsals of your hand. I'm like, this is not a hand. This is a foot. Like, what are you talking about?
Chat GPMD.
Oh no!
I was like, oh God,
not taking over the world yet.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should just move to pass or smash. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Well, I want to touch on something because this has been bothering me, and I just want to normalize
grind my
this.
gears.
Wait, hold on. This is something I really want to put out there right now. What? Before you go, let's go.
Wait, what?
Me go?
No, hold on. I'm trying to do something here, and this Riverside is not that good. All right. It was supposed to be cheering sound effect. and it's not Gosh, damn it. Okay, what's been bothering you, Lisa?
Okay, I just want to normalize training 20 to 25 hours a week.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Okay, got it.
That wasn't really right, but okay.
Not-
Continue. Training
I
20 to
just-
25 for a pro athlete, you're saying?
For a pro athlete, that's great. To
I mean,
do
that is the normal. Like if you averaged out all pro triathletes, it'd probably be like 22 to 23 hours, I bet.
Yeah. And I just want to normalize it because I see so much bullshit on social media of people training like 30 to 35 to 37 to 38 to 40
You got any
hours a
names?
week.
You got some names?
Well, no, there's lots of people.
Yeah.
But it just makes me so mad because it is so unnecessary. And if you're training 35 hours and you're a mediocre pro, like
Train less, probably.
what's the point? Like if you have to train that many hours to be very mediocre, like
What's mediocre, by the way?
I don't know.
Like finishing outside the top 10?
No, finishing outside
Outside.
like the top 25.
Okay. Well, that, I mean, at a non-pro series race or a pro series.
I don't know. No, I'm just saying, like
pretty mediocre.
just like in general, I think I was talking to Mark and Sam about this today. I was like, how much do you guys like actually train? And Mark was like, probably like 22 to 25 hours is probably like where he spends most of his time. And like Sam Osborne was like, he's like, yeah, probably like 21 to 23 hours. Like
Yeah.
a big week is like 25 hours.
I think an Ironman 27 to 28 is pretty much like the last couple peak weeks.
I think you could do like a big week here and there, but I don't think like week in, week out, you should be striving to get over 30 hours a week.
I don't think you can recover. You can't recover.
There's a recent trend back to like super high volume, and I'm going to call it the Jack Kelly effect because he is like this. We jokingly in the Road to Oceanside series, like I jokingly said he's running a cult, and then it's kind of people have mentioned it here and there. It's sort of taken off, but it's obviously a joke.
Nice.
But he's very much in the like you train, the more you can train, the better you will get. And I do think when you're thinking about like what are you trying to do with your career, and if it's take a chance to be as absolutely peak best I ever could be, then you probably do have to explore with what is the most I can train and sustain to get my absolute best. But
Without
if you
injury.
want the chance, if you want to say, okay, well, I want to have a lower chance of getting injured and sit in a spot where I consistently can train really well and be very good, and maybe I won't have like my one peak best race ever that I could have had if I tried to do 30 plus hours, but maybe I will even train better because I won't be injured, and I don't know if I can even manage that. Like I think a spot to sit is that 20 to 25, and everyone at some point is probably going to experiment with trying higher, and it can backfire. Like I trained some 30-hour weeks and I got this fucking injury, and now I can't run for like
I
10
think the
weeks.
risk is high. The risk is high not only for injury on your skeletal muscular system, but like your endocrine system, your mental health. I think that it's isolating. I think the depression swings are quite high. Fueling is almost nearly impossible. Your sleep quality is going to be really tough. I think if you're in that high over 30 an hour a week volume, you can burn yourself into a crisp.
I don't think it's worth it because triathlon is a longevity sport.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of flash in the pans. Is that the
Yeah.
saying? Flash in the pans? Bang
I
in
mean, I've heard that saying.
Well, the thing that I think is like it can almost be simplified down to if you can train as much as the calories you can consume. I honestly think that, like, I honestly do think most people could handle 30 hours a week if they can take in the carbs and the recovery and still sleep enough. The problem is, as you start creeping up to 27, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32, it's actually harder to eat as much because you're training more. So you have less time
later in the day.
Later in the day, harder to get the appropriate nutrients you need to actually sustain that. And it's not talked about enough, but I honestly do think it's mostly just a nutrition equation. And most people can't stomach that kind of a nutrition plan to do the 30 hours a week. And they can't sleep well. And like,
Yeah.
it sounds simple. It sounds like a simple thing of like, oh, well, people could just eat more, but like, it just doesn't happen. It just can't. People just don't do it. It's too hard. It's like pure gels all day. How many gels can you have? And like, some people can do more, but I've noticed like people who struggle to get the calories in generally end up lower on the training volume, and that's not necessarily bad. That's just where their body can handle and where they're going to get their most improvements from.
And finally, I think after you've been doing this for years upon years, 10 plus years, you don't need to do that anymore. You need to focus on the weaknesses, the quality areas that are going to give you the most bang for your buck. Like at that point, you're probably, realize that you're still not making swim packs. And maybe that's where you should focus instead of just adding 10 more hours of training. Or like you need to make that, Mark needs to handle that front bike group that he outswims, and he needs to hang on to them when he comes back. That's where he needs to put his emphasis. So I think after you've been doing it for a while, you really have fine-tuned that 25 hours to your best advantageous use of time.
Yeah. So
right.
stop training so much, people.
Says Coach Lisa. She's for hire. All right, let's go into passing or smashing.
This isn't the right.
This one's a bit different.
All right. It's different. It's one of the OG ones. All right. So Jackson, I think, put this one up, or maybe it was Lisa.
Yeah. Following an Ironman tracker all day for Ironmans that have no video coverage.
It's actually kind of nice because you can be like out and about, like and check in. I don't mind it.
Yeah. I'm gonna smash it. But
smash it.
Curious what you guys think. Because I get like obsessed. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, it's in 2 minutes. I'm like refreshing. I'm like, it doesn't matter if you miss the split. Although Ironman Brazil, there was a battle between Yuri Kulin and Wilhelm Hirsch. Like they were within 30 seconds of each other the whole run. And I was like, oh my God. But yeah,
I smash it. But I also, every time I'm like following Ironman on the tracker, I realize how long those things take. Because I'm like, I woke up in the morning, I did this, I accomplished 15 things, and they're not off the bike yet. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God.
Like, oh man, I feel like I missed it. I just went out and did all these errands and everything, and then they've run like 10 more K. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, the next one's good, Jackson. That's a bit of a sore subject. Let's hit it.
Oh.
Traveling to South America for an Ironman licensed event, which is every Ironman in South America.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get on course. I'm a bit of a pass at this moment.
Me too.
I'm a more of a pass. I'm not saying I'll never do it again, but I'm a pass. Just for some background on this, Cody Beals, friend of the show, who we haven't had on him forever. Maybe I don't know if he can handle. There's one more thing to do, but anyways, I've been coaching him on the bike, and he went down to do Ironman Brazil. He hasn't raced in like
7 months.
Yes, and first off, for the tracker, it showed him doing one lap of the swim, and then it never had him again. So I'm thinking, oh my God, he's DNF'd after just half the swim. This sucks.
Yeah.
Turns out he didn't DNF. His chip just malfunctioned, and he got onto the bike. There's an Instagram post about this. You can follow his Instagram and see it. But he launched a lot of his nutrition immediately, and then he had some nutrition still. Continued riding, rode great for 150K, and he was like hammering the on-course sport drink. And then he bonked completely at 150K, and then he DNF'd at 100. I don't even think he finished the bike. It was like 175K, and he was like delirious. And it turns out the sport drink on course had no calories, basically.
And there were no gels.
And there were no gels available. The only actual calories on course was bananas, which, I mean... Who wants to eat bananas when you're riding hard?
And you have to eat so many bananas.
I find that so hard to believe that they did that. It's like when they had mortal hydration and but at least they had gels. Like they didn't have any any gels on that course. It's
apparently
ridiculous.
Not, and it sucks because even if he'd gotten in another 100 grams of carbs from all the sport drink he was drinking, which would have been easy if it's a normal sport drink, he probably would have still had a decent day. So I don't know. It's unfortunate, but these are the things that happen more likely in South American events where you're not quite sure what you're going to get. You're going to get a dog on the course. You're going to get a car on the course. That can happen in America too.
Any race though.
But we've done the grossest swim I've ever done was Argentino. It was
so
tough.
bad.
It was tough. But at the
Cody
same time,
did
it's
take
probably
ownership.
cheaper. You can go and you can do a nice South American vacation. So I don't know. There's positives.
Yeah.
Cody took ownership of all that too. So it just is what happened.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Okay, so I guess I'm running all these today. For once, it's usually me. Training the bike and swim more when you're run injured.
Smash. You got to.
Smash.
Smash.
Except the swim.
I've been actually hitting like pretty much normal training hours, but I will say it's way less training load. Like you could easily train 30 hours a week if you're not running.
Running is a bit of a bear.
Not getting smashed. Like it's just
you're not hitting the red blood cell destruction.
Yeah.
But swimming a lot, it just kind of sucks. It's not fun.
I like swimming a lot.
I like swimming a lot.
I don't. I just want to swim 15,000 yards a week, and I've been trying to keep it close to 20,000 yards. I don't want to swim more than that.
5 extra more is not that much. Two per time.
I think it really starts to feel like easier for me. We've been doing once a week open water swim workouts too, with like actual workouts with a coach. We have a 300 meter like beachfront sort of lane rope situation. We're doing longer threshold type reps. It feels easier. And then long course, I've been swimming long course outdoor pool lately in Burlington. I've been driving down to it because
that's basically heaven though.
It's so nice. It's like you can like rip out 6K in that and it doesn't even feel that bad.
Yeah. Every time you do like a down and back, you're like, what? I've already that's so much more yardage than I've done regularly.
No, I'm like, oh my God, it took so long to go down and back.
All right. Driving to a race, if it's a 12-hour drive or less. Jackson, I know you're going to smash this one.
Smash, and we're going to do it together for Ironman 70.3 Northern California. So you better smash it too.
Wait, how far was that from
your place? It's about in that, I think it's roughly in that 12-hour zone.
Oof.
I don't know.
Pick me up from the airport.
We'll smash it. It's up in Redding, California. I don't even know where that is, but if it's by the Wildflower area, I've been there and it's hot.
It is I got the Google Maps right here. Oh, it's loading. We'll see. We'll follow up on it.
I'm good with like 9 hours. 9 hours or less.
9 is usually my max, but I'll do it for Jack.
I just love a road trip. Like it's so much fun. You have nothing else to do but hang out and talk with your friend at your road trip. If it's on your own, it's a bit tougher.
Yeah, dude. We drove from Vegas to California and didn't even listen to music at all.
No, we're just catching up, hanging out. It's a great time.
This is great.
Yeah.
All right. How about day in the life of pro triathlete videos?
I'll smash it, but only if they're doing like this very fake giant training day clearly for the video because it's awesome. It's hilarious.
I don't
know if I can handle it.
The most mediocre like day in the life training videos.
Like I did a 1K swim and I rode for 35 minutes and I just kind of walked. All right. How about this one? Because I'm doing it right now. Candy corn, even though it's not Christmas or Halloween.
Smash. I love candy corn. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm a big candy guy. Candy corn's not like one of my favorites, but I'll still smash it because candy's candy.
You're just basically eating wax, I guess.
Love candy corn.
I don't really want to know what's in there.
All right. Yeah. Grinding my gears. We don't have a song, but this is a segment of the show where we talk about shit that is a bit bothersome, maybe a little bit more than others. Jackson, this is really near and dear to your heart, and it bothers me too, but you can hammer it. Go. Let them have it.
Pools that only have a 1 hour lane swim slot. We got the outdoor pool opening up in actually Kitchener where I live. I've been driving an hour sometimes to that Burlington one, literally, because I have nothing else to do but swim. But anyways, they're opening up in next week, and the only time slot they have before 5 p.m. is a 9 to 10 a.m. swim. So dumb. It's like, it's basically useless. Like it's just so frustrating. We have one pool in all of Kitchener right now that's open longer than 1 hour slots, and it's a YMCA, and it's got 4 lanes that are, I'm not kidding, they're like 5 feet wide. You you can hardly swim in a lane with one other person doing sides or circles because I bump elbows and my shoulders run into the lane rope. It's been a rough go on this pool closure with our main pool being closed right now.
It's a Canada problem that you've always had.
Yeah, I literally might have to go down and live with Nick for a bit. Like And as fun as that would be, I gotta wait till the hip is kind of healed. But
I'll
I
get it
like
healed right here. I'll heal that bastard real quick. You coming out here next week? In 2 weeks, you're running. I guarantee.
I'm gonna be running in 2 weeks anyways.
I'll
but-
be running fast.
Okay.
What else
Okay,
we
Nick.
got? Yeah, Lisa, go ahead. This is yours.
No, I didn't put that in, but
Oh yeah, pros posting about a 35-hour training week as a quote unquote solid block. Like
Who did it? Dime them out.
it just happens all the time. Like I mean, that's everyone's like, yeah, it's okay week, 35 hours.
I don't see anyone posting like maybe I don't follow that many pro triathletes, but I don't see anyone posting about how many hours they're doing. Really.
Yeah, it's there. Just watch out for it.
it's there. It's not a solid block. That's a hero week.
Yeah. The next one is teenage drivers because you know what? I have to deal with that shit right now. Kids are out of school. Everyone's running me over almost on the old bike and riding my ass like they got someplace important to be, even though they have no existence except for consuming air and food and providing nothing in return. These teenagers they don't even do anything. What do they do?
Maybe
Was
we
I
should
just
make
dumb as a
it-
teenager?
Oh, should we make it an 18-year-old driving age in America?
No, we shouldn't. We should just educate our kids better. Parents, our
Yeah,
teachers
do it.
are not even capable of teaching because all they do is read something off of a sheet or tablet. The teachers are barely even teaching anymore besides trying their hardest and getting paid pennies on the dollar. It's a terrible system. Pisses me off.
It's one thing where Canadians get paid more is teachers get paid better here.
Yeah, man.
That's good to
Who
know.
put reckless drivers on there?
I threw that on there because you had that on one time, but also recently I actually called in a reckless driver to the police because it was insane what this bastard was doing.
To
He
you?
was going, he had to be going at least, let's see, what's miles an hour? He had to be going at least like 80 miles an hour in like a 40 zone.
Whoa.
And he was swerving, like riding someone's ass until as soon as they got past the next car, he's like swerving in and out. He passed me on the shoulder. It wasn't even a lane. And this was just a city
Whoa.
street. It was crazy to see, but he kept getting stopped at red lights. So I'm like on the phone with the dispatcher on the like Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And they're like, I got his full license plate. I got somewhat of a description of him, but unfortunately I didn't see him because he went by me so quick. And then the police called me later and they were asking me questions about like see if I could identify who it was, like age and all that. And I had like a general idea, but I couldn't give too much. But
Damn.
I have a dash cam. I just haven't installed it yet. That would have just freaking nailed him.
Okay. Dash cam it up, baby. Give it.
That's
Hopefully
crazy.
it gets
All right,
nailed, 'cause
let's
it's
talk about a
crazy.
couple positive things. Positive things to end the show. We'll go through these real quick. I promise. Thanks for sticking around. Cycling time trials. Lisa, these are your jam.
I love them. Well, but in the most painful way. They hurt so much worse than a triathlon.
But they're like easier to push through, kind of.
Because you
Well,
have
because
you
the
have an
end in sight is
Yeah.
near.
It's so short and it's so fun to be just flying on your bike when you're just like
Yeah.
pushing way harder than you would in like a 70.3.
Yeah, even it's the ultimate adrenaline like repayment.
Yeah. Fast
Absolutely.
is fun.
Nice job. Park runs, Jackson. This is probably you.
Yeah,
We don't
I'm
have
putting
those
that
here.
on there. We've been talking about some of these. I haven't done one for. I mean, I'm not running, but it's a free race. It's just awesome. It's
It's not
usually
a U.S.
good
Not a
time.
big U.S. thing here yet, unless you're in a major city.
really.
I think.
No,
Yeah.
but I did see something that was like run club raves. And I think after I'm retired, I want to go to some like run club raves. You just like it's a run club, but they like play music and dance and run.
Yeah, I think
same
Rhythm
time.
just did one with like the Bandit run or something like that. I was like, is this like a
Wow.
run orgy with like music? What's happening? I mean, sounds great. Let's go.
50-meter
Jackson.
outdoor pools, another one we've talked about. Absolutely
Yeah.
stellar.
Smash
who
as
the-
long as you've been swimming long course.
You know who does outdoor meter, 50-meter pools better than anyone ever is Europe. Mostly like Austria and Germany, even France. Like they're stainless steel. They're always really chilly and they are clean as a whistle. People don't mess with you. I mean, sometimes you'll get a couple, like if you've got a breaststroking lane, you just jump in there and swim and all the old ladies are like, ah, shit. And then they get out of there real quick. And then the pools are just always good. There's always people open. It's like €1. It's no big deal. It's cheap. I love it. We suck at
awesome.
that in the US.
I'm just running it again. Open water, swim workouts with a group. Freaking best way to pass time. Best way to get a hard session that's specific for your racing. And also you get to see, okay, how's my pool swimming? Because usually if you go with a group that you've done in the lap swimming, you'd be surprised how much differences there are. Like somebody who's quite a bit quicker than you might be able to keep up with the draft, or some people don't convert. And then you get to see, am I converting my speed to the open water? What do I got to do? Work on that sighting, all that stuff.
Hell yeah, baby. And then the last one, that's me, because it happened to me today. People who just like randomly talk to you about like who you are in your life, and they ask you good questions, and they're like, wow, that's really interesting. Tell me more. They like have good follow-up questions, and they just allow you to kind of be like, yeah, I should have a trophy and people should respect me. And I've been doing this for a while. And they're like, wow, I never would have imagined that. You are an influential person and you're a great man. I think I need to know you more. And then you never see him again, but like you're best friends for like 8 minutes.
That's cool.
I like those people when you have really positive interactions.
Yeah. And some of those people, honestly, and you know who you are friends with us on Instagram, and you always comment and say positive things. You are such a gem. We need to do that one day. Just shout out to every awesome person.
I will say shout out to this guy, Chris B.
Chris B, you are our man.
I think he follows all of us. He shoots in, probably comes into our DMs a lot, hypes us up.
There's a lot of you though. We need to properly make this list, and I promise we'll get it out there, because there's at least 15 or 20 people who constantly freaking glaze me up, man. They're just like,
I love how that's a term now. Glaze. Yeah.
I just like getting glazed. And gushing is also a good one too. Like they just gush over it.
They're gushing, guys. We do have to our custom store. Just came in, which I think Nick, you said we're gonna do another custom. Sometime?
Yeah, we'll open another custom at the end of the year so people can wear it at camps. Your butt cheek is out right now. Just if you're not watching,
that's why you gotta watch on YouTube. Also, if you are listening to this and you've made it this far, can you please comment on Spotify or YouTube or wherever where you listen or watch the podcast? Tell me if you do it, you're watching podcasts on YouTube or you're listening on like Spotify or like Apple, whatever.
And what are you wearing and what time of day?
No, just because
Wait, what do you mean? Like, tell them where they like if they're on YouTube.
Where do you tune in to us? Like, I told Garrick that I don't think people watch podcasts. Do you guys watch podcasts? I listen. Like
I
when
watch
I'm riding my bike.
Them.
I listen to them, but I also watch them with my phone in my back pocket while I'm riding instead of sometimes listening to them.
Yeah.
Anyways. I don't watch. Anyways, you're right, Lisa. I think it would be good. So drop it in the YouTube comments or in the DMs of Instagram, or I don't even know if anyone checks comments on podcasts that are not video.
I don't know, but next time for next podcast, I think let's do a ask the audience for questions or topics.
Okay. All right. So we will do that. Lisa's going to put them on our social media in the next week to get questions that you want us to answer. We'll go from there. But this has been a great show. I think it's been one of actually like start to finish really good. If you got bored, you probably weren't bored for long. I mean, Lisa showing her butt cheek and Jackson talking about exciting things and park runs, and the kits are out. So thanks again for being part of this journey with us. Support our partners, Pillar Performance, Training Peaks. And there's another one on there. I don't remember, but we're going to get more. We're trying to bring more value. There's going to be more codes in the show notes for you. So until friggin' next time, right? What's up? Peace.
Ow.
I got ish to do. Flying through the sky in my parachute. Dancing on the couch like I'm Tommy Cruise on a one-man mission trying to see it through.